Is Islam a religion of peace? We're going to get right into it. Let's get right into it. I'm Tyler Traveling Clat, your favorite Zionist prince. Check
Islam
it out.
is not a religion of peace. But in the age of absurdity, you can't say that.
God dang. Robert Spencer gives it to us.
One of the other absurd things that we are all commanded to believe is that Islam is a religion of peace. And of course, Linda Sarsour, not me, the other one, would be the first to tell you that Islam is a religion of peace. And you probably know, if you have ever gotten into any conversations with any leftists on your campuses, that if you suggest that Islam is not a religion of peace, then you are a racist, bigoted, genocidally minded, hate-mongering Islamophobe. Yes.
Yes.
Now, the thing is, I'm here to tell you, I, Linda Sarsour, am here to tell you, Islam is not a religion of peace. Now, I happen to have the Quran with me, and I'm sure you have yours with you, so open your Qurans. You didn't bring it? How woke are you anyway? Anyway, if you open your Qurans, those of you who did bring them, chapter 9, verse 5, when the sacred months are over, kill the idolaters wherever you find them. Chapter 4, verse 89. Good thing you're not an idolater, right? No problem. Chapter 4, verse 89. They wish that you would disbelieve just as they disbelieved, so that you may be all alike. Do not, therefore, take allies from them until they emigrate in the way of Allah. That is, if they leave one country and go to another to conquer and Islamize it. You may have heard of things like that happening. But if they turn their backs, then seize them and kill them wherever you find them. There it is again. Chapter 2, verse 191. Kill them wherever you find them. Are you getting a pattern here? Chapter 9, verse 5 does not say, kill them wherever you find them, but it does say, fight against those who do not believe in Allah, nor in the last day, and do not forbid what He has forbidden, even if they are of the people of the book, which is Jews and Christians primarily, until they pay the jizya, which is a tax, with willing submission and feel themselves subdued. In other words, fight against the Jews and the Christians until they submit, denied basic rights under the rule of Islamic law. Chapter 8, verse 39, fight them until religion is all for Allah, which means if there are other people of other religions, then you got to keep fighting. So, I would submit to you on the basis of this, and there's much more that I could quote and will, if you'd like to challenge in the question period, I can give you much more evidence. Islam is not a religion of peace. But in the age of absurdity, you can't say that. And yet we are facing an increasingly virulent global conflict on the basis of the fact that the people who read this book and believe it and think that it is the perfect book that was dropped from paradise by the only God, they think that this is what they have to do. Now, this does not mean that every single Muslim is going to do this any more than every Christian loves his enemies and turns the other cheek. But what's in the book is in the book. And those who do commit violence in the name of Islam have abundant textual support for what they are doing. They are able to point to passages of the Quran and quotations from Muhammad and statements from Islamic scholars and clerics to say Islam commands warfare and Muslims must wage war against unbelievers and subjugate them under the rule of Islamic law.
And I'll add to this is that the problem with Muslims as a whole, as a group, is they kind of pick and choose. They often cherry pick when it's right and wrong to apply these verses. So, for example, Robert Spencer calling out these verses for what they are, being relatively violent. It's not like the Old Testament doesn't say stuff about killing people. It does. But in the Quran, where they label it as a religion of peace, I don't think Christianity or Judaism label themselves as religions of peace. Islam labels itself as a religion of peace when abundantly in the Quran it does say to kill people. They'll be like, no, it's not. You're not understanding. It's only if these people do X and X and X and X and X. But then if they decide to go ahead and kill a Jewish person or a Christian, they'll be like, well, it's because they were doing X and X and X and X and X. But they'll deny their association to doing it up until that point, which can be very, very dangerous because it makes the believers and the followers of this religion extremely unpredictable. Like, it makes their behavior very unpredictable, and so you don't know, unfortunately, who believes in violent Islamist jihadism and who doesn't. And it's been one of the main points of contention here with the Western world. If we could see how Muslims were thinking, we would know if we would feel safe living amongst a growing Muslim population. The problem is we just don't know. We don't know how they're going to behave or what they're going to do. And that can be a major issue. So I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, Klats. If you believe in my content and want to support me, just know your help is needed. There's a bunch of great ways to support me, being PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, or joining my Patreon community down below. Patreon is the best way to support my channel, and you'll get a bunch of cool perks depending on what tier you join. Another great way to support me is by buying my merchandise on thetravelingclat.com. I regularly drop new merch designs like this beautiful hat or this amazing shirt, where you can support the channel and get something cool for yourself. I also have an amazing Discord community with people from all over the world. Thank you so much for your support.